Here we are, Wednesday night. It is time for razor sharp picks. Yeah, you better believe it. I'm excited because we are back in the black. ACDC back in black. I'm not sure who sings it, but I think it's ACDC. You let me know in the comment section who it actually is because, I don't know. But we are profiting now. This has been a roller coaster year so far, and here we are, week 7. I don't expect it to change. Hopefully, we get a little bit better, right, as the season goes on. Hopefully, we get a little bit better each and every week. You can look down below, see how we did last week, see how we're doing so far this year. Like I said, in the black, up a unit. And listen, I'm not one of those guys who does this for a living. I'm not going to give you those type of numbers, but I'm also not charging you for my picks either. I'm not telling you, hey, there's a special down in the description below. No, you're getting all my picks, both straight up and against the spread, for free. And listen, if I went straight up, I'd be doing a lot better, right? If I just went straight up, you look at my season so far, 57 and 36 straight up this season against the spread, 49, 42 and 4. Like I said, up a unit. Want to get up more units. We have 6 teams on a bye this week. You can see them in the picture below when my face isn't in the way. But those 6 teams mean that there are 13 games this week. Let me know what games you are most interested in. Obviously, our Buffalo Bills playing at clock Eastern Standard Time, and I'll be right here on #Sports giving you the play-by-play and reaction. So make sure if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe. Week 6 was an ugly game, just like Chiefs Broncos last week. Listen, ugly wins, I'll take them. I'll take them. If you were with me live when I called that game come Sunday night, I was worn out. But I took the win and said, let's go home. Forget, take the win, go home, wash your hands of it, who cares? We are actually speaking in the #sports chat about what could have happened with the offense. And we have some insights that hopefully we'll be on here giving you some throughout the week about what could have went wrong with the offense and see what happens as the season progresses. I think if nothing else, we get weeks in the season every year that prove to us that this is a week-to-week league. And I think last week was one of those weeks. You had the Niners losing to the Browns. Do I think the Browns are a better team than the Niners without Deshaun Watson especially? No, I do not. It just was one of those weeks. The Jets beat the Eagles. Are the Jets better than the Eagles? Well, that defense certainly is formidable with the Jets. But overall, week by week, I do not think the Jets are better than the Eagles. But here we are. They won. I got both those things right. I cashed in both those times. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. Glad that you made it into the chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Remember, join me every single Wednesday night as we get ready for razor sharp picks. Yeah. So we're going to do that, and it starts with Thursday night football. Thursday night, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into New Orleans, playing the New Orleans Saints. Listen, Jacksonville found something recently, right? They won against Buffalo in London. They won back-to-back games in London. Then they win last week, a divisional game against the Colts. A good win. Now on a short week, going to New Orleans, which is a place that we all know can be a little rowdy. It can be a little rowdy in New Orleans, right? They know how to party, that's for sure. But I just don't know what to expect from this New Orleans Saints team. Now, most of the time, Thursday, I am almost I always want to pick the home team. Let me say that. On Thursday night games, man, I always want to pick those home teams. I don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. It's a short week of rest. I like the home team. I like some home cooking. But this week, it might be a little bit different. Again, I think Jacksonville's found a little something with Trevor Lawrence, with that running attack, with that good defense, right? And I think they suffocate this New Orleans Saints team. Listen, Jacksonville's might be underdogs, but I got them winning this one. I got them winning straight up. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars twin beating a 1.5-point spread. I see Cameron up there picked the same thing as me. He picked the Jacksonville Jaguars twin on Thursday night. And again, we'll check out what our picks are compared to his at the end of the video. Bills at Patriots are going to start us off on Sunday. And again, I'll be right here live giving you a lot of play-by-play and reaction to the game between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. We see here that the Buffalo Bills 9-point favorites. And after the offensive lack of offensive showing last Sunday, like 9, are they even going to score 9 points? Now 9 points might be enough to win this matchup. 9 points against a Patriots team who struggles to score, even against the Las Vegas Raiders, might be enough to win this matchup. But I think that we're going to score more than 9 points. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to score more than 9 points. In fact, won't be surprised if they show out a little bit too much. I won't be surprised if they say, listen, you might be worried about this offense overall, but we're not going to show that back-to-back weeks. I think this offense is very mad. You saw in his post-game presser when talking to the team, Josh Allen said, defense, we owe you one. We need to do better as an offense. And I think it starts this week. I think they figure things out a little bit at a time. A little bit of time. You have some time, right? You have some time. You got the Patriots this week, the Buccaneers Thursday night on short rest next week. I think that you can get the job done. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game. Give me Buffalo Bills on the road to cover a big number. 9's a big number. Buffalo Bills cover a 9-point spread. They move on. I got the Brownies. The Brownies going against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts at home. Like I said, the Browns last week just upsetting the San Francisco 49ers. The Colts at home. I think Gardner Minshew's still going to be playing in this one. I think their rookie quarterback's still out. I think he's put on IR, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to be out for at least 4 weeks. Was out last week. Will be out again this week. But and I don't like a lot of bettors are going to be quick to go on the Browns after a hot week last week. They're gonna back this team who just had a huge milestone upset victory. But remember, Deshaun Watson still is not playing. This is backup for the Browns versus backup for the Colts. And here's the thing about backups. There is a reason why they're backups. And it's not always because they're not good. It's not because they're not good. The normal saying, the normal trend, whatever you want to call it, when you're talking about a backup quarterback coming in. Let's say your backup quarterback for your favorite team is going to be in for 7 weeks. So what do you say? Well, if he could go 3-4, 4-3, I think we'll survive it. Right? That's what you say. You say, hey, he's in for 5 weeks. If we can go 3-2 in those 5 weeks. If he's in 6 weeks, we go 3-3 for those 6 weeks. We'll survive. Why? Not because backup quarterbacks aren't good, because they're inconsistent. They're inconsistent week in and week out. And that's probably or possibly, I shouldn't say probably. What do I know? What do I know? I haven't seen the game yet. I don't know what's going to happen, although a lot of people saying the stuff's rigged, right? A lot of people saying stuff's rigged. So if you're saying it's rigged, you should know the answers. We should have a lot of rich people saying it's rigged. Hey, I know the answers. I got the cheat sheet. Trust me. Go 13-0 this week in your bets because it's rigged, so it's easy call. But, honestly, I think the Browns struggle in this game against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts at home as 2.5-point dogs. Give me the Colts to win this matchup straight up, which means I have them beating a spread, which means after the first three games of this weekend, I have 2 underdogs winning. Listen, if it does happen, you're getting some money, right? If you bet the same way I bet, then if these 2 upsets happen, then you're going to win a little bit extra money. You got some extra money in your pocket. I like it. I appreciate that. I love to have our hashtag nation win some money. I love to have Joe win some money. And we could all be happy together as we watch the Bills game on Sunday. Next, you have the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders going into Chicago playing the Bears. The Raiders 3-point favorites in this matchup. The Raiders just coming off a 17-14 win against the New England Patriots. The Bears are going to be without Justin Fields. They're going to be without some of their offensive linemen. They're going to be without the running back. It's going to be a rookie starter for the Chicago Bears. A lot of things working against the Bears. And that's why I have them losing. I'm not gonna sit here and pull your chain, tell you I think you're gonna win, or I think they have a chance. They don't. I don't think they have a chance in this one. But listen, if the Browns can beat the 49ers, the Bears can beat the Raiders. The Bears can beat the Raiders. The Raiders are not world beaters. They're not this great team that's going to surprise you. It's not the Bears. That's not the Raiders. Not the Bears either. But with all the injuries surrounding the Bears right now, with all the controversy as far as Fields and all that surrounding the Bears right now, just don't know where they're at, both physically and mentally. Give me the Raiders to win this matchup. The Raiders to cover a 3-point spread. Go to division rivals in the NFC East as the New Jersey Giants, coming off a tough loss against our Buffalo Bills on Sunday night, go against the Washington Commanders. Commanders going to New Jersey, looking to continue winning after beating the Falcons just last week. And listen, I've been on this channel playing saying I don't like this Commanders team. And up to now, they kind of proved me wrong. They've done all right for themselves, right? 3-3, I believe, on the season so far. They haven't put themselves in terrible positions, and they're a 500 club who might be able to stay 500 or better and contend for a playoff spot. And good for them. Good for them. What we saw from this Giants team on Sunday night was a defense kind of coming around a little bit. Yeah, the Bills' offense struggled. Let's be sure about that. But was there a reason for that? What was the reason for that? And some might say it's Brian Dable or whatever you call him, and the way he prepared this defense, right? Because he knows Josh Allen's tendencies. Absolutely, he does. So he could have given this defense some pointers, some tips to help slow down Josh Allen, and it worked well. I like the Giants at home, coming off that tough loss to Buffalo in Buffalo. I think that the New York Giants, sorry, Buffalo not playing in this game, the New Jersey Giants can pull off this upset. Again, divisional game. The Giants are the home team. Giants are the home dog. I like those kind of matchups. Give me the Giants not only to cover a 3-point spread, but again, to win this game outright. Might change my mind on that one. Might change my mind. Might ask for a do-over. Haven't had a do-over yet this season. I've gone with every single pick on Wednesday night that I've made. So don't think I'll do it here, but we'll see. We'll see. But for now, give me the Giants to win the game. Giants cover a 3-point spread. Still cannot believe in the Washington Commanders to get consecutive wins and to look good for consecutive weeks. Going to Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers sit 2.5-point favorites against the team the Commanders just beat, the Atlanta Falcons. Tampa Bay has done all right for themselves. Now, again, they're slipping in the NFC South standings, but that NFC South, to me, still 100% up for grabs. So you look at the Buccaneers, you look at Wright, you look at Mayfield, you look at like the things they've been able to do with this team. It's actually been pretty solid. And the Falcons, man, they're not running Bijan Robinson. They spent a first-round draft pick on Bijan Robinson just to let him sit there and be a decoy. There's a decoy first-round draft pick. Why in the world would you do that? Why would you get a first-round draft pick and really not just run him into the ground? We all know that running back's lifespan in the NFL is short anyway. So if you get yourself an elite running back like the Falcons have, why are you running him more? Falcons at 3-3, just half a game back of these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's very crucial for the Buccaneers this season to get off to a fast start at home and hold off the Falcons in this game. Buccaneers win this game. Buccaneers cover a 2.5-point spread. Then, other than the Bills game, this is definitely a 1 o'clock game that I will have my eyes on. You have the 5-1 Detroit Lions on the road playing the 4-2. Well, I can't remember the names, even though it's sitting right in front of my face. Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson come back from London this week. Had a good week in London. Everyone's shocked by how good these Lions look. So at 5-1, their only loss coming week 2 against the Seahawks. Can they do it on the road? Right now, the Lions 3-0 on the road, and the Baltimore Ravens 1-1 at home. So you look at that, you say, wow, the Lions really taking care of business on the road. Can they take care of business as underdogs? Or will Lamar Jackson and this Baltimore Ravens offense have something for them? Now, with that being said, will Baltimore have a little bit of a lag, maybe like the Bills did coming back from London, playing that Sunday 1 o'clock game? And the Bills played Sunday night, and they still get the offense right. So what Baltimore Ravens team is going to show up? That could really depend on who wins this game. Personally, I like the Ravens in this matchup. I think it's a close contest. I think it's a low-scoring game. Give me the Ravens to win, but this is how close I think it is. I think the Lions cover that 3-point spread. The Ravens win, but the Lions cover. It might get interesting down in Baltimore. Then you go to these 4 o'clock games. That's the last of the 1 o'clock games. All the rest of the games, 4 o'clock games. The Seattle Seahawks, coming in off a loss to Cincinnati, play the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals with a loss of their own, kind of a big one to the Rams. So back-to-back divisional games for the Cardinals. Now they have to travel to Seattle to play a team that's kind of annoyed with the fact they lost to the Bengals last week. And listen, out of all the losses, you don't mind losing to the out-of-conference teams. But the Seahawks felt like they probably should have that one against Cincinnati. Burrow didn't play his best enough to get the job done. You got to give him credit. But I feel like the Seahawks feel like they should have had that game in Cincinnati. I think the Seahawks win this matchup. I think the Seahawks cover more than a touchdown spread. Give me the Seahawks to win. Seahawks cover 7.5. Going to the Rams who just beat up on the Arizona Cardinals, now 3-point favorites at home. The Steelers coming off their bye week. And that's kind of big here, right? You get rest for Steelers defense, who has been kind of running the show so far. Plus, you get a little bit of an extra time to create an offensive playbook for Pickett and that lack of an offensive team they have in Pittsburgh, just not getting the job done the first 5 weeks of the season. Again, bye week last week. I'm not sure who I like in this matchup, to be honest with you. The Rams at times have looked really good, but at times against average or above average teams, they haven't looked good at all so far this season. Now, Cooper Kupp's back, and so you feel like they might be able to click that way. But again, this Steelers defense is legitimate, and I think this is going to be a close matchup. I think it's going to be a good game between two really average teams, I should say. A really good defensive unit, a really good offensive unit for the Rams. Give me the Rams to win this one. I'll give it to them since they're at home. But again, kind of like with the Ravens-Lions matchup, giving the Steelers to cover that 3-point spread. Moving on to the 4:25 games. These are the games start 4:25 that end right before Sunday Night Football. And these are the games that they show on CBS or Fox, whoever has the rights that week. I believe CBS has the rights this week as we get a Super Bowl matchup from previous years. Brett Favre versus John Elway matchup from, gosh, if I remember this year, I'll be quite amazed with myself. 95, maybe? I'll check that after this video. You can let me know in the comment section if it actually was 1995. Again, I can impress myself. I think the Packers played New England in 95 and then played Denver in 96. But yeah, somewhere around there, mid-90s. But these teams obviously not where they were back then. Russell Wilson, the Broncos, I think we've sent 1-5 so far this year. You got another bye week team as the Packers coming off a bye. Jordan Love, first year as a starter after losing Rodgers to the Jets. So he's trying to make it happen. Not having much success right now, but doing all right. And I think the bye week really helps Jordan Love to get some concepts down. They have time to offensive game plan against this Broncos team. I expect a good one here again in Denver. I actually expect a high scoring game in this one as well. Give me the Packers to win. The Packers beat a 1-point spread. So I have the Packers actually in an upset here in Denver, but give me the Packers to win the game. Going on to many who may believe is the best team in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, 5.5-point favorites at home in Arrowhead going against the LA Chargers. LA Chargers, who lost a tough one on Monday night to the Dallas Cowboys. Kept it close. I think the final score was 2017. Kept it close, but at the end of the day, just not able to get the job done. Look at this Chiefs team. Yeah, they're 5-1, but they've struggled at times. It's been a rough 5-1 for the Kansas City Chiefs, losing open night to the Lions. You had Kelsey go down for a little bit in one of those games as well. Luckily, he came back. Everything's fine with him. I think that a lot of people are putting money on the Chiefs here to cover this 5.5-point spread. But remember, the Chargers always play this Chiefs team tough. Divisional matchup, Justin Herbert has been able to beat Patrick Mahomes at home. One of the few, if not the only, other than Tom Brady, quarterback to do that in Patrick Mahomes' career. So I think Justin Herbert has a lot of confidence going into a game like this. Even if he's having a rough season, he has a lot of confidence going into a game like this, knowing that he's been here, he's done that, he's able to win in these type of environments. Give me the looking over at the Chiefs side, obviously at Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey, but their wide receivers, Tune, Sky Moore, like they're just not consistent enough to say, yeah, this team is going to contend. This team's clearly the best in the league. They're not that team. Are they going to contend for a Super Bowl? Listen, as long as they have Patrick Mahomes, yes, they're going to contend for a Super Bowl. But are they going to blow this team away in the Chargers? No, I just don't see that happening. I would not be surprised if the Chargers go into Kansas City, go into Arrowhead, and get the win here. I won't be surprised if it happened. I'm not picking that to happen. I'll take the Chargers to at least cover the spread, and that way, if they do pull up the upset victory, I at least get some money, right? I at least get some money. You'd love to pull up to see this Chargers team, and get them to win, get the plus whatever it would be. Let me tell you right now, the Chargers are set at plus 195. So you bet 100, you win 195, cash out for 295. That's good money, and you want that, clearly. But at the end of the day, I just can't put too much money against Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win this matchup. Give me the Chargers to cover a 5.5 point spread. Listen, last Sunday night, a snoozer of a game. Our Bills put up blank against the Giants, able to come with the victory either way. Kind of a snooze fest of a game unless you were a fan of one of those two teams. Not so this week. The Sunday night matchup is one that I'm very excited for, and a lot of fans are definitely going one way on this matchup, and I just don't think that that's fair. As you look at the game Sunday night, the Dolphins going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And listen, if you're a Bills fan, if you're a fan of an AFC team not named the Miami Dolphins, if you're a fan of football and have been following along all season, you know what people are saying about the Dolphins. You do. You know what people are saying about the Dolphins. They can't win against teams above 500. At least they haven't yet. Tua's good with his first reads, but if you make him look the other way, he struggles. The Dolphins are number one against the rush, or number one rushing and receiving team in the passing team in the NFL right now. But the Eagles' defense might just be too strong. I hear it, you hear it, we all hear it. We all hear it. And as Bills fans, we're jumping at the bit for the Eagles to lose this game. For the Eagles to win this game, for the Dolphins to lose this game. So we can look at Dolphins fans across social media. Because listen, the Bills should take care of business. The Bills, it's not always that easy. I understand. Any given Sunday, I get all of that. New England's going to come in. They're not going to want to be, they're at home. They're not going to want to be pushed around. I understand. Is it impossible for the Bills to lose? No. But the Bills should take care of business. Should take care of their business. So if the Dolphins lose, the Bills back on top. I'm on top of the world looking down on the Dolphins, and the only explanations to it still sucks. That's what we're hoping for, right? That's the dream scenario. But man, this Eagles team didn't look like the Eagles team that we thought we knew against the Jets last week. They struggled in almost every facet. Jalen Hurts with a few turnovers, right? A few turnovers. You're not used to seeing that. Now, of course, this Dolphins defense not anywhere close to the level of the Jets defense. But this Eagles defense let Wilson kind of cook a little bit. Right? Now, they did contain Breece Hall minus that one touchdown at the end. They did contain him pretty well. So you wonder, what will Mostert do? How good will Tua Hill? How good will they be? Can the Eagles make Tua look away from his first read? Now, the only other time the Dolphins have played against a team with a winning record so far this season was our Buffalo Bills, and it didn't go well for the Dolphins. Didn't go well for the Dolphins at all. So if you're a Dolphins fan, if you're a Dolphins player, if you're a Dolphins coach, this is your statement game. Because listen, the AFC East teams have tough parts of their schedule. Miami's not going to get away with playing teams with losing record all season long. And you look at what the Eagles have coming up. After this game at Philly, in 2 weeks, they have at the Chiefs. And then after their bye week, they play the Jets still twice. They play the Cowboys. They play the Ravens. These are tough matchups. Now, their gauntlet, they really don't have much of a gauntlet, but if they had a gauntlet, I'd say it's the last 4 weeks of the season when you go Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. That's your gauntlet. But it's not easy right now. And it's not getting much better as the season goes on. So, yeah, they're 5-1. And, yeah, they beat the teams they're supposed to beat. So, good for them. But now is the question. Are you a pretender or are you a contender? And that's going to be answered this weekend. As a Bills fan, you know who I'm going with here. I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I expect a great game. I think the Dolphins might prove that they have a team that could contend, if not beat, some of these above 500 teams. And especially by the end of the season, we'll see these Dolphins probably beat a team like the Cowboys, or maybe the Titans fighting for 500. They'll beat them, or the Jets 1 out of 2, or maybe the Bills week 17 or 18. I'm sorry. Who knows? But it doesn't happen on this stage. It doesn't happen here on Sunday Night Football. The Eagles win. They're not going to lose back-to-back games. The Eagles win this one. The Eagles cover that 2.5 point spread. Then you go to Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, you got a team in the 49ers struggling with injury right now. McCaffrey, not sure if he's playing. Debo, not sure if he's playing. Brock Purdy coming off his first regular season loss. How does he respond to that, right? Because it's easy to think you know how someone's going to respond to a loss, but then it happens. And you're like, well, what's going to happen? How is he going to respond to that? And I think that for the Vikings, are they still playoff contenders? We're doing good, Josh. Doing good. Jets trade Harmon to the Chiefs. I did see that. I hope you guys are doing good as well. And again, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let me know your picks in the comment section as we get through the last pick of the weekend. The Vikings, 6.5 point underdogs. Who are these Vikings? Who are these Vikings? Will the real Vikings team please show up? Because we knew they were not going to win 11 one-score games this year. Remember last year, 11-0 in one-score games. And we just knew that was not going to happen. They've had a rough start to the season, 2-4. 2-4. You look at some of these losses, though. They lost to the Chiefs by a touchdown. They lost to the Chargers by 4. Lost to the Eagles by a touchdown. So now the Tampa game week 1, what can you say about that? Tampa is first place in their division. So who are these Vikings? And will they start showing up when it matters? Because here's when it matters in a game like this. Must-win game, Monday Night Football, against one of the NFC's best. Can you show up? But here's the problem. Here's their biggest problem. If you're Minnesota right now, here's your biggest problem. Well, second biggest problem. First problem, Justin Jefferson out for the season. That's also the biggest problem for my fantasy team right now. So if you can help me out, let me know. Second problem, you got Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. And we all know how Kirk does in primetime. Would love to see Kirk Cousins prove us all wrong. Monday night against the 49ers team who's kind of licking their wounds a little bit, coming off a loss, some injuries, yada, 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 yada. Would love to see that. And I expect this to be a game. I really do. Sunday Night Football, I expect to be a good one. Monday Night Football, I expect the same damn thing. The same thing. But I just don't know if it's going to be enough. Once again. And really, that is the story of the Minnesota Vikings for the past 4 seasons. Since they've had Kirk Cousins. They're good. They're good. They're fun to watch a lot of times. You think that they have a chance. But at the end of the day, they're just not good enough. And for that reason, I'm taking the 49ers to win this game. I do think the Vikings keep this one close. The Vikings cover a spread. 49ers win this matchup. Again, 6.5 point favorites are the Niners. So let's go through these matchups one more time. Starting with Thursday Night Football, I got the Jags, Bills, Colts, straight up. I got, because it says a loser ranking on prime time, but it's not as bad as Danny Jones. No, it's not. So, Danny came in and said, listen, I want to make Kirk feel better. You have to have a quarterback on your side every once in a while. And for Kirk Cousins, it's Danny Jones. Straight up, I got the Jags, Bills, Colts, Raiders, Giants, Bucks, Ravens, Seahawks, Rams, Packers, Chiefs, Eagles, and 49ers. Those are my picks straight up against the spread. If you want to make some money, again, remember, we are in the we are in the black. Back in black, as it said by AC/DC. Again, I think it's AC/DC. Against the spread, Jags, Bills, Colts, Raiders, Giants, Bucks, Lions, Seahawks, Steelers, Packers, Chargers, Eagles, and Vikings. Those are my picks against the spread. Again, looking for another great week. 8-6-1 last week. We can do a little better. We can do a little better. We can do a lot better. We go 13-0. Let's go 13-0. Let's look for that undefeated week against the spread. I won't care. We do straight up. I'll be mad that I didn't parlay it, but hey, that's okay. Let's go for that. I hope you guys are still in any elimination pools you may be in. I hope you guys are having a great fantasy season. Let me know some of your fantasy questions or some of your fantasy blunders over the first 6 weeks. Listen, season's heating up now. We're here in October, close to Halloween, where things get really screwy. So enjoy week 7. Join me on Sunday, 1 o'clock, 12:30 Eastern time. I'll start going live for that 1 o'clock game between our Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. I look forward to seeing you all there. Hit that subscribe button on the way out if you haven't already. Remember, #sports, sponsored by Mr. Rogers Homes. Mr. Rogers, part of the top 1% of realtors in Arizona. If you're looking for a retirement home, looking for a place to stay for a little bit, or maybe you're into real estate and you just want to buy a place a little bit warmer than where you're at, check out the link, I believe, in the bio. Again, misterrogershomes.com. Thank you so much for him for being a sponsor of #sports. Guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope your bets do you proud. I hope that we all come back here next Wednesday talking about how much money we won. I'll talk to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.